Steve can't put the beam up with these heating pipes where they are currently. This is the wall between the kitchen and the den, and you can see they notched out this top plate and ran the radiator water lines up into this space. One is veered to the left and one is veered to the right, and it connects to either end of the radiator. So you have a feed in and a feed out. So this is a loop. So these have to be moved because the main beam, the carrier beam for the ceiling, is going to occupy the space where these pipes go. So we have to get these pipes moved out of the way and rerouted so we have the clearance. So up here is pretty straightforward. We'll have to have our plumber Sean disconnect the connections at the radiator so we don't put a lot of strain on that. And then once the pipes are disconnected, then we can manhandle or woman handle, depending on who's doing the work, and get these away from this area. We think we could be burying it inside of the wall on either side of this vertical stud, so we do have a viable option on how we should route them, but right now they cannot stay where they are. Now down here on the lower portion of these pipes, it dives into the cellar. Same situation. You can see that arch, how it's translating from vertical to horizontal to connect to the heating pipe, which is about here. Okay, now this view is down in the cellar, looking up at where the heating pipes come through the floor. So they see how they both have a fairly wide arch, and they connect up above this fluorescent light into this heating pipe right here. So there's one of them, and the other one, if you follow this over, comes in right here. So we have access, clear access to where these connect, and I don't think we're going to have trouble working on them because we have access. But what I do need to do is this workbench is a major disaster. Here's the pegboard that looks kind of neat, but we've been moving stuff around trying to clear out space for the demolition, and we've just been piling stuff on this workbench and piling stuff on here. It is just a cluster bomb of miscellaneous items. So I need to clean this area up so when the plumber comes, it's just easy to get at the pipes and not have to be climbing over a bunch of crap. So this area here, I'm going to make this my Christmas project. This is tonight's Christmas Eve, so I can just piecemeal start putting some of this stuff away and moving it to the appropriate storage. A lot of this stuff just needs to be put in its proper place. It was just all pushed away from when we were over here. This area here is where we put in the new sink. But we also had to get up here and sister joists to extend the kitchen. The kitchen floor had to go out onto the porch. So all the stuff that was stored on the racks right here, you can see the vertical connection points for the racks. Everything got just thrown around, and we had to clear out all, here's stuff from underneath the sink that we just took to the dump yesterday, all the supplies. Here's my plumbing toolbox. This box here has got an RM125 engine in it. This is my old dirt bike. I still got this thing kicking around down here. So it might be time to either put this thing together or take it to the dump. But here's a look at the workbench. It's just totally clogged up with all kinds of stuff. So this needs to be addressed. This needs to be cleaned up before the plumber comes over here and does anything. So that's my next project. So the easiest way to establish a beachhead to get this cleaned up is to take all these cleaning supplies from our kitchen that we took out from underneath the sink. I need to kind of get this arranged in our temporary cleaning area. So we got the sink installed. That's a good thing. That's ready to rock and roll. We gotta reestablish this paper towel thing. But what we got is a nice, here we have a self-contained dish rack, because I don't want the dishes to drain onto this plywood because it'll delaminate and cause a mess. And then the Steve does work, I can just cover this whole thing up, keep the dust out of there. So I'm gonna kind of get a little cleaning area established right in this corner here and clean up the end of the bench right there and get a beachhead, and then from there I'll move to the right and just clean things up and go all the way across. So that's the plan.